in a really solid situation. Also, Halzerk, sorry, I forgot about Halzerk. He had that 3K with the op, right? They kept on challenging him again and again. So I think it pretty much sums up the fact that everyone was doing a great job on the complexity side, which is so bodes so well coming onto Overpass for them. And it is their best map in their pool, sitting at 12-6 with a plus 60 round differential, and won yesterday against ATK. Although it did go the distance, still 16-14. And if you look at paiN, Mike, they don't play this much at all. Only 2 times have they been on Overpass over the last 3 months. 1-1 record with a one-on-one record with a plus 8 round differential, and they did just play it against Nouns a few days ago, losing 17-19. So they're no slouches here, but I think complexity should have the edge.
Yeah, and complexity's a bit of a different beast, aren't they? Well, let's see if they
Yes.
can get her done. See if they can get the spice going. Oh, taking away my X-ray. No X-ray for fifth round, but we'll get there, folks. We'll get there. I promise. Zevi hitting the shots. He didn't need no X-ray. Just seeing players taking him down, but he himself has been eliminated now at this point. Bomb planted, main advantage here for complexity. It's going to be up to Skullz and hardzao to try and make some magic happen. Skullz, hardzao, they'll start to make the approach. Halzerk's very aggressively postured here outside of bank. But Grim's the contact man, so he'll know. And now he'll swing off of Grim's contact. That's exactly what happens. Halzer brings it through. This is exactly the way they drew it up. And now Grim finishes off the last. A pair of frags apiece for Halzerk and Grim, and a pistol round for complexity.
Yeah, those are the two you're likely going to see a lot of here on Overpass, in particular Halzerk. This is kind of his home turf, one of the maps he really thrives on this complexity roster, especially once he switches over to CT side. It wasn't necessarily the case as much yesterday when they were playing here, and one against ATK. It was more Grim and Fang in support, but I think he's going to have a pretty strong performance here, given what we saw from him over on Nuke. He's looking like he's feeling pretty good with the big green.
He is indeed. See what we're going to get out of the scout in this one. Zevi trying to take some engagements for this outside of bathrooms. Oh, he's about to have a target-rich environment. Doesn't know which way to look. Oh, there's a ton of them here. Who's going to come to his crosshair? It'll be Halzerk, who gets the better of him. Brings that one through. A-OK. Cozy as can be. And now complexity have so much room to rumble here on towards A. This could just turn into a save. paiN trying to get the upgraded pistols through into the next round. And I mean, you're not seeing anyone move on the B site, so that seems to be the case. It seems to be what they're going to do.
Yeah, Big is already falling off as well. And, you know, you got to save the Eagles. You got body armor upgraded on 3 players, so might as well. You're not going to have anything more to work with in the following round, and throwing bodies at the problem here is just not going to solve anything. So complexity going to get off to that 2-0 start. Once more, looking pretty solid in the early goings. Just such a heart-wrenching loss in that first map for paiN,
for
right?
sure. They got to be kicking themselves. I mean, a couple of those rounds, when they got that Zeus round coming through, you thought, surely
exactly.
that's a deflating moment for complexity. But it does show good mental resolve for the Cole camp that they can lose that kind of a round, a head-scratcher, right? An absolute giggler of a round, and then just immediately bounce back like nothing ever happened. Win the tough round and battle their way through. So, you know, it's not the worst showing for them, for sure, to be able to do that. So it is now a very tough situation for paiN, though. How do they chip away at that mental resolve? How do you put away a team that knows that, you know, from any situation they can come back here?
Yeah, and I mean, complexity gains that type of resolve with the type of Counter-Strike they've been playing as of late, you know, at Kato, like I've talked about many times, but it's true. You know, you play some really tough competition at the tier 1, 1.5 level, and it really does help, especially when you're coming up with the wins.
I mean, they went through the absolute psychological torture that is a full Outsider series.
Oh my goodness.
I was talking to the guys afterwards. I mean, obviously they were gutted by the loss. Not making it into the arena, being one map away from making it into the arena is a heartbreaker. But I had to give them the perspective of, like, making it through a BO3 with James calling against you is like surviving, you know, a black site torture camp. It's hard, man. It crumbles the mental of some of the most experienced players in the game. That is a hard team to play against, and they acquitted themselves well. So.
Oh, there's no question. I mean, they pushed it to 29 or more rounds, all 3 maps.
Yeah.
And they were so close. I mean, Anubis, I think they should have had that one, honestly. And if they did, then, well, they probably would have taken the series in 2 maps, but that wasn't what was in the cards. It would have been so great to see them on the stage, though.
Would have been hype. Wasn't to be. They'll have more opportunities.
They will.
Perhaps if they can make it through this qualifier, this could be one of them. Oh, JT's not going to have any opportunities in this round. Oh, all right. Spice coming out here from paiN, and they've got a man advantage, and they've got the bomb down. Fang hasn't been activated yet, but he has to go through the smoke to do so, and that's a crossfire. Floppy knows where they both are now. But how does he isolate these fights? 14 seconds, he can't leave. Oh, my goodness. Floppy, is he going to do it again? He's
Another
done it again!
one.
A 1v2 pulled off. Another clutch for the flop. He does not stop.
Wow. Floppy saves the day again. He's feeling good in these clutch situations. Had a beat on both players. Obviously, the information was there because he realized the crossfire was on before when his previous teammate went down. So he knew where to look. It just had to get the timing perfect, and that he did. 3-0 for Complexity. It was a round that, honestly, they should have won. They were up against Pistols, but the problem was they walked into the stack. And, of course, they could have fallen back. The problem is they dropped the bomb. So they had to commit themselves and try to recover the bomb and take those fights, and Floppy was up to the task. It's an expensive round. They have to reinvest on 4 players, but Floppy still has a good chunk of change to support should they lose this one. And there's the nade toss from Neck as he connects onto JT, making it a 5v4.
Serious damage done both ways. Neck survives, though, until he gets the last laugh. They're trying to find a nade kill of their own. That's not going to happen. Appreciate the attempt, but a man down here for Complexity means they need to rally and regain. This is a swing round, right? There's some money built up on the Complexity side, but with minimum loss mona, it's probably not going to be enough to get them comfortable in the next. And for paiN, meanwhile, they've emptied the piggy bank.
I mean, you can probably have Floppy drop pistols. Great, but maybe
That's
they
a
won't have to worry
ripper.
about that. Yeah, Fang just wide swings towards long, takes down Big Zera, and then makes it a 4v4. 45 seconds left, and they've got good positioning to go for an ace site hit, and that's what paiN is figuring as well, because they're rotating the forces over here. At least I think they will. Maybe not. Maybe not, Mike. Looks like they're going to rotate back into that B site, so only Zevi here to fend off 4 Complexity members.
Ooh,
What a
Zevi misses that one. That's going to be one he wants back. Could have been the collat almost, and instead, now it's paiN locked out of the round. Locked out of the site, in towards the save. They are playing the very conservative game on this one to try and get guns up the next as well, but for Complexity, they're going to be more than happy to let this one settle, take their guns through to the next, and continue to build this early lead.
Yeah, that's just fantastic for Complexity, right? They lose JT early on to a nade, but they keep their focus, keep their resolve, are patient in their execute, and once they find that frag towards the A site, they realize, okay, now we have an opening. Perhaps we can catch paiN off guard, maybe convince them that we're going to rotate back to the B site if we take our time. That's what happened. paiN sent most of their forces over to B. Zevi can't hit a shot. He goes down, and after that, it's an immediate save call for paiN. Great work from Complexity on their T side so far in Overpass, and man, they look way more comfortable here, of course, since it's their best map, than they did on Nuke.
Yeah. It always does feel good to go back to the pick, especially after you pull off an improbable comeback.
Right.
Crazy run. All that good stuff. Falzik's got the AWP here. And I think he's gonna see what he can do. There's no operate against him. Zevi obviously dropping that in the last one, not able to bring it through. He's what gave him over. Now they're trying to spam. Not as successful this time around. Instead, Neki takes it back the other way. There's a little bit. Grim gets caught. I think that was from Bigu, or was that spam through the door again?
I think it was spam.
Either way,
Yeah,
Bigu's able to back away.
yeah.
They got to be careful about how long you do that. Now Floppy's in position to punish if they try it again. But Complexity are content to play this one slow here, John.
Yeah, just going to take their time. They got a couple of players posture towards B, and in fact, the bomb is there, so you have to think that the end result will be a B execute here. It's just about the path to that point, and they found the space. 3 players pushing through Squeaky into water. The other 2 likely posturing to head themselves right into Monster. Skullz waiting here, so is hardzao. It's going to be a tough fight into the site. Complex with that smoke fade, good flash toss, but Skullz and hardzao do the job. Skullz gets one while flashbang, and hardzao finds JT. They're still trying to pressure on forward. They do find one, but hardzao nails the 3K, and Halzerk is left alone on an island.
I think Skullz had a force field in that round.
Yeah.
No one could kill him. Guardian Angel, perhaps. That shot actually does land for Halzerk, but not a killing blow. Caught the corner, and so Biguzera finds his own. That's a heck of a way to get on the board for paiN. They can't retrieve the op. That would have been the cherry on top, but they'll take it. You keep 4 alive. You start to build some early eco. Yes, you're not going to have the big green, but you set yourselves up with a big round here and with a little bit of money left in the tank should things go awry.
And he's going for a little bit of aggression here. Pretty standard for Overpass, though, as they're going to challenge a little bit towards Fountain. In fact, Zevi stops in his tracks. He's going to wait in bathrooms and just watch to see if Complexity decide to get aggressive in this direction. Not going to happen, and they decide, you know what, we haven't seen anything. We got the information that we needed, and they're going to fall back towards the A site, or at least one is.
I'm wondering how long it's going to take before we see the Astralis dunk nades here. Because Nekiz has played pretty much the beginning of every round spamming that panel from close up. So if you do the old classic from behind Monster, triple nade in there, Nekiz is maybe painting a bit of a target on his back.
Yeah, it feels like it's inevitable. You're right, Mike.
It's the exact counter to what he's been doing. This is another round where it's a pretty much even damage exchange. Floppy low, Nekiz low. With control outside of the bathrooms, Cole are going to set their sights on A, it seems. Floppy just to control the rotation, make sure a flank doesn't develop early on here. It's heavy long presence here for paiN, and well, Big is coming looking. He might find something before he knows it. That's going to be the check. What he does find is a kill, and now he's got information. Now he's got confirmation they can bring the rotate up. Nekiz is coming into support as well. This is a really big find for Biguzera. It's up to Zevi and Nekiz to capitalize, though. Flashbangs are good. They spot the truck player coming out here. Halzerk's in the open. There's the kill. They're swinging on the long.
Oh, no.
They get one. They have the trade. 20 seconds. They need this, and Grim finds. They had to have it, and they know the flank is secure. That's what's so critical here. Grim, though, he can't plant the ball. He can't get comfortable. He's under harassment. He's under pressure. And now Floppy is just too far away to win this round. They know it. They're backing away. This one's going to be conceded. paiN get their second in a row, and things go haywire for Complexity.
Yeah, the spacing was off there between Floppy and Grim, and Floppy just couldn't support. Grim needed the help, but nothing was available, and then he goes down, and after that, well, there's just no time and no chance for Floppy to get back into it, so he decides to just keep that AK, bring it on forward into this next round. Complexity, probably going to see a light investment into this one, nothing more than that. And on the paiN Gaming side, you have to be happy with that result.
You gotta be. You gotta be. Okay, so you got the one hero rifle here, some deagles around it. We've seen these rounds get out of hand, but paiN should feel a degree of comfort.
Mm-hmm.
Just gotta get those first couple of kills, you know?
There was a little bit of a mistake on paiN's side, so they're lucky they recovered. Biguzera flashbanged, I think it was hardzao or Skullz. Anyway, whoever's playing towards truck ended up getting flashed out. And that's why they went down. So, you know, a mistake happened, but at the end of the day, they win the round, so they're happy for that.
Yeah, consider that he also got the critical kill in bathrooms, which set up the early information.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a good round. Good round. Those kind of rounds, you take it however you can get it, by hook or by crook. A little bit of a boost up here. Grim looking for a headshot. Zevi not going to give him a chance just yet. Did he?
Yes, he did.
Ooh, certainly acting like it. Oh! Didn't see him quick enough. Quicker on the trigger is Grim. Zevi's shot goes wide, and now that op is down. This could get weird on the smoke fade. JT with the Glock. Distracts. Floppy gets the kill. Pressure on. hardzao knows he's being overwhelmed. The flank is developing, but hardzao has to stand up, and he can get two. So now they got a game. Now they got a round there. Oh, they know the flank's coming on. Halzerk's peppering shots with that AWP. They can't give him a chance. Can't give him an opportunity. Nade actually hurts them. Bomb's now ticking away, and it's just up to Nekiz here in the clutch. All in the clutch. Floppy spots. Floppy engages, trying to set up Halzerk for the peek in. It's all about time. Nekiz has a kit, yes. That bomb, it's not in his favor. He's got to get on it, and Halzerk will take him down. This was a round with just the one saved rifle, and pistols, and Complexity immediately back in the driving seat.
I mean, we saw it on Nuke as well, right? In that round, that fang got a couple of Tech 9 frags I talked about earlier. That was just an AK and pistols. Same thing again, Complexity, making it work. Just what a play and entry onto that site proper. And I love the way they worked together. The spacing was perfect. The flashbang and the push on towards the site right from long, just overloaded with numbers and managed to take down Big Uzera after he did find 2, but it wasn't enough. And who else but Halzer to get the op? I mean, the last player you want to have the op in his hands, and he hits 2 very nice shots.
He told me he was going to need them every damn round.
Every damn round.
And he found them. Oh, this smoke fade is going to be spicy. Floppy finds the first, the second, the third. Why not? Spray them all down. Win the round. Might as well confirm it. Ooh, Big Uzera with a little spice. But now he's the lone survivor, and they know where he is, and he's not getting out of this one. He's not getting the gun.
Might try to grab the gun, right?
No way.
Smoke? Oh, he didn't throw the smoke far enough.
No world. Even if he did, they should just ban it. There's a player up top. There was no escape there. There was no world where he gets away. Complexity, that's a comfortable 6 coming through. And 6 rounds already found on the T side here of Overpass. I mean, this is a hot start, but they can just keep building. paiN Gaming are under serious pressure early.
Yeah, they need to find these CT rounds, and of course, they are already denied getting into double digits with Complexity finding that 6, not to mention there really isn't that much that they've shown so far to indicate that they'll even get a lot more out of this. But hey, we never know what's going to happen. It is Counter-Strike after all, and we saw over on Nuke that things can switch around very, very quickly. Big Uzera going to toss that smoke for Fountain, then tosses a nade over it. Won't connect for any damage, but at least keeps Complexity at bay for a little bit with that smoke. Zevi, in the meantime, looking for an aggressive peek in towards water. Doesn't spot out anything, and he's just going to hold this angle now. Thing is, Complexity, they do like to hit this B side. We saw it yesterday, and they're going to go for some early engagements here. A couple players come out. Both go down. Grim does manage to get one onto Zevi, but the man advantage lies in paiN's favor. Grim wants to trade, but the smoke will deny him a repeak.
paiN finds a bit of damage, but it's a pity consolation prize here. They sell bomb control, so they could leave. Oh, that was a cheeky bit of spam. Skullz? Don't think he quite realizes what he almost found there. Oh, they flash through. The flash catches Grim, though. It's awkward. Fang's flash a little bit mistimed, perhaps. A little bit of a miscue here. Might just end it. He's spotted. And he's a goner. All right. One way or another, he was going down there. They entered the sight lines, the murder lines, and murdered they were. So that's a critical round for paiN. They had to have it. They had to have something there to start to build into this defensive half. Now is where you have to defend it. Now is where you have to hang on to it and be able to build here, because Complexity will bring the full buy right back to you.
Yeah, it's even tougher when you lose those consecutive rounds, right? Because the T side, it doesn't take much to keep the economy going, and it's even worse news for paiN because Halzer has the op in his hands. You have 4 AKs and pretty much full util as well. Let's see if they can deny again. You have to think that Complexity is probably going to favor the A site because that's where they've had the most success. And that previous round towards B didn't yield that much. So looks like early on anyway, that will be the plan. 3 players heading in towards Fountain. 1 about to peek out, and that's going to be fang, and he finds Zevi. What a shot. Yeah, the boost works out, and JT swings to find Bigu. What a start here for Complexity in round number 10.
Oh, no. It is disaster here. Oh, they're in for a world of hurt now. They're just coming back towards the B side as well, with time to play with Complexity here, toying with their food. They want to try and come into the weakened side, so it's going to be up to Skullz. But we've seen Skullz step up before. This isn't impossible. There's a miscue on a flash or a smoke, something here. An opportunity might present itself. Still, it's a very committed angle. Molotov coming in. There's the flashbang, and never mind. Skullz never got a chance. Blinded up, deleted, delorded. It's over. This bomb's going down.
Yeah, they're not even going to fight it. There's no way. Maybe they'll have a peek, see if they can spot out a frag here and do some damage to the economy of Complexity. But the most important mission here for paiN is save those guns. Do not let Complexity take them out of your hands. And with Complexity, they also have to be a little careful, right? Because their economy isn't exactly settled because of that previous round they lost. This will help a lot with 5 players up and running, assuming all 5 stay alive.
Well, now, paiN once again on the back foot, once again trying to recover. We have now, admittedly, following what we saw on Nuke, right? We can expect that both teams do like a strong T side. Right? paiN, well known for bringing those strong attacking halves. But it's Overpass. You got to get something done here on the defense, and you're not giving yourself too many rounds. They got the op in this one at least.
Yeah.
They've got the M4. And it looks like they're going to buy around them. Okay, so they are going to commit around these safe guts. Let's see what they can do with them. I want to see that op create. Zevi was such a revelation on Nuke, but he's been quiet so far here on Overpass, and he could be the difference maker. They need him to be able to go toe-to-toe with hardzao here on Overpass. Going out towards long this time, John. This could be interesting. Falling back off of it, too. Thought he'd go for the aggro peek, but no, instead. Protecting presence. He falls back. And that means Bigu's very isolated here. He's being pinched upon. Molotov to make him uncomfortable. He's coming up to stab. He's been spotted, but he's got the kill. They weren't ready for it. Wow. And hardzao, slow peeking, gets dinged, but gets hit. Instant chase here. This is spicy.
That's an expensive trade coming through in complexity, very much on the back foot in terms of HP, and even worse now as hardzao gets taken down by Zevi. Floppy does find the immediate trade on opposite sides of the map, and that's actually the B site pretty much taken. You still have a chance to deal with, and he will go down. Floppy is so clutch right now. That is a huge 2K for him. Grim finds Nekis, and only Zevi left standing, who will be likely saving. What a half this has been for complexity. It will be 8 rounds on their T side of Overpass.
Floppy's actually ridiculous right now. It feels like he just warmed up over the course of Nuke. He had that crazy, you know, a 1v2 clutch in a 4K round. And from then on, he's been lights out. So they let the flop get warm, and now they're having a very tough time freezing him back out. Whoa, those are brutal entries there. I mean, he was spotted around the pillar, right? The player back in towards water knew where he was and still couldn't win out the duel. At least Zevi will be able to save the AWP here, but it's consolation, it's pity, it's a parting gift, right? For paiN, this has become about just trying to get every possible round squeezed out at the end of this half.
I mean, yeah, definitely complexity is controlling the pace right now. That said, I mean, so far this BO3 has been the tale of T sides, right? On Nuke, a very CT-sided map, we saw the T sides be victorious for the most part for both paiN and complexity. And here, well, yes, complexity is off to an incredible start in their T side, but we know how good paiN can be there too. So yes, it's looking very promising, but I wouldn't count paiN out yet.
Certainly not. I mean, as we saw from last game, don't count anyone out till it's done.
Yep.
It ain't over till it's over. This is the first time out being used by paiN. A little surprised they haven't burned one earlier, but I mean, it was a little back and forth for a time, and now is where you really start to feel like the momentum's just gotten out of your control. So they're going to have some time for Ricks to get involved in the conversation, their coach, to have a little bit of a chat and say, all right, fellas, click heads.
Yes, that is the best advice.
They got deagles and 5.7s, man. You need to click heads with those.
Yes, you do. And hold good angles, it helps.
It does help. It does help. Cheeky off angles with a 5.7. That's the way to play.
Yes.
It's a little rat spot, you know? A little oozy, gooey rat spot.
paiN leaning more heavily towards the B site in the early goings, but they have sent one back towards A. That's Big Uzera. Zevi with that op is playing in bathrooms. I'm not sure if that's necessarily where you want to have him. And Lexi, you're hitting the B site, so the op playing going to be a factor here. Skullz goes down. JT finds a 2K, and that's pretty much all complexity needs. Floppy has the cherry on top. There is some engagements happening towards heaven, but JT taps the head of Bigu. That is a clean take of B once more against, of course, inferior firepower.
Nothing better when you're the player who's having a slow start individually than getting a 3-piece and an anti-eco. Take down those pistols. Let's see if faiN can finish off the op. This is going to be huge. He's in. Man, he's clotheslined, so no AWP saved through. Nothing to take away from this one for paiN. They'll be able to reinvest into it, but the op has not been a decisive factor here for paiN, right? Complexity either been doing a great job of avoiding it or just keeping Zevi under so much pressure he can't really get his shots off. So, ooh, 9 rounds already found here for Complexity, searching for double digits. They are keeping the pressure up on this paiN side. They want that rematch right now with MIBR.
Yeah, and yesterday I kind of questioned their decision to pick into Inferno, right? Because of how good they are on Overpass, and Overpass was available in their pool. Maybe, I don't know, if they wanted to try out Inferno against MIBR, figuring, hey, if we lose here, we might get a chance at a rematch tomorrow. Okay, maybe I'm going a little bit ahead of myself, and that's a little crazy. That's like 500 IQ. But I think they're going to pick Overpass today if they get the rematch against MIBR, I guess is my point.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around your first point. That's been a heavy damage exchange, but Neki's so low as well. This B side is vulnerable. Hardzao's the bastion. He's the rock that they need to rely on here, and well, they're backing away from it. So at least for the moment, paiN have been able to rebuff. It's been costly, but they still got even numbers, and this one's still very viable. Is Heavy going to be the next man under pressure? He's going looking in towards the bathrooms, and the T's are starting to wrap their way around. He's pretty isolated here. Big Uzera playing so far back. There's not a lot of support for this Opper. If he gets caught from long, I mean, this could be very dangerous. Complexity, they're just circumventing him. They're just avoiding him. And now Floppy being spotted. This is going to queue it all. Oh, it's going to get real weird indeed. Bang's coming in late. This could get spicy. Flashbang's good. Big Uzera, though, kills the wrong player. All were blind, and at the end of the day, it's going to be Halzer to take down that Op. Now the flank is secure. Now they can plant the bomb. They don't even need Fang to necessarily get activated. He can just be the insurance policy. With that bomb being planted, tight on the angle, hardzao and Grim. This is the side of the round, and Grim wins it. Now just one man, no health. Nekis, you can't do this. You gotta back away.
Oh, goodness. Oh, Complexity. Have mercy. This is an unbelievable performance from them. I mean, just 10 rounds picked up now. The CT side falling completely flat for paiN. And now Neck is with 3 HP just trying to save. You can hunt, especially Grim with the AK, but they're not going to. Complexity just going to hang on to their guns and be happy with that 10th round picked up. Yeah, I guess what I was trying to say earlier, Mike, is that Complexity were taking the chance on Inferno yesterday, seeing what they could do against MIBR. And even if they didn't win, they figured, well, we'll know whether or not we can be victorious against them if we get the opportunity at a rematch, right? And then they know where to pick into.
I like the idea. I guarantee they just wanted to win.
Maybe.
I can 100% guarantee
it,
right? You're thinking of the 3,000 IQ. Trust me, the 3,000 IQ mind games are not what they whip out in a qualifier.
Fair enough.
I like where your head's at. It's the Shadow Council of the Illuminati told them to veto this way. The stars weren't aligned for an Overpass pick yesterday. Now they're, Venus is in retrograde. It's a lot more favorable.
Gives them that false confidence, you know?
Yeah. It's all about the mind game. Or you could just beat them. And then,
2 PO3s ahead,
Yeah. 3,000 steps. They used the time stone. They saw every possible reality, and this was the only one where they won.
Yes.
The only way. Fang down at 40 early, but that's the only damage that's been taken so far, and it's another weakened round for paiN. Oh, caught in rotation. Ooh, he lives! Skullz sacrifices himself, throws himself in front of the bullet, says, "Get down, Mr. Obsident!" It's a scout incident in this one. It's like a lesser body.
Oh.
More of like a speaker of the house type of situation. But Ricky Floppy Camry is the man who's been an absolute nightmare for them to contend with, and he still exists out on the server. But he's going to peek into the scout and still get his. Goodbye, Zevi. A tag at least. Maybe embolden his teammates, his comrades. Floppy's the tip of the spear right now, and that tip is so sharp. A third kill for Floppy in the round. Halzer to end it, and once again, Nekis should probably just save. Got a kill, though. Is that going to coax him forward? I mean, they need rounds, right? There's only one more round to save into, but either way, it's not happening here.
This is just domination, and Floppy is leading the charge, blitzing onto these sites, and is an unstoppable force. The least deaths on the entire server, only 4 times has he gone down in 14 rounds. I think he's getting more entries than JT and Grim combined as well. Usually, he's not the one taking care of that duty, but he certainly can, and he's showing why. 15th and final round of play. Can paiN Gaming stop this Complexity train, and Floppy in particular? Or are they just going to cruise to victory here on Overpass? There's Grim tapping away. I think he connected onto Skullz there.
A little bit of a damage exchange. Zevi tied up in the connector. Zevi has just been trying everything to make this op work. It is not for the Sing and his tune. 5 kills. 2 of which at least were in saves, right? He has had almost no actual impact in these rounds. Been unable to get picks, been unable to get the critical frags that they need. And once again, he's knocked low, so he's going to head back towards the site, tuck tail a little bit, and give up a ton of positioning. paiN posted out towards long. This is going to be a spicy angle. Neckies might give him a fight. But at least based on the posturing right now, I was going to say, Complexity look like they want to go towards B. That kill might change their mind. They have enough time to rotate should they want to. But it seems like they're just hoping that kill will sell it and coax paiN over. Because they're coming out monster. And this is what paiN set up for. If something was going to work, it's going to be this. Is there a flashbang for this? Nope. They're just peek and dry. Peek and dry. And Skullz, he's dismantling. This is exactly what paiN were hoping for. And this time, it goes their way for at least one more round this half. 25 seconds, and Fang has 3 targets to find. No control of the bomb. He's got to go quick. He's got to go now. And he knows it. Realistically, they should know where he's coming from. They don't, though. They don't hear it. There's a chance, but Big Uzera will erase said chance. 4 rounds at least for paiN to send us to the half. ready to come out of the half here. Pistol round, desperately needed for paiN because Complexity steamrolled them in the first. Floppy, 16 and 5, over 180 yards that entire half. Absolutely smoking right now. And I mean, the firepower pieces, Skullz and hardzao still been hitting, but you've been missing that. Sevi was getting bullied all through the first half. And I mean, it's not going to get easier now that he's on the T side.
No.
But they need some sort of juice out from that young player.
Yeah, he was on his favorite side and just couldn't connect on anything. Well, we'll see, right? Like I mentioned before, the T sides have been more potent for both teams so far. We'll see if paiN can come out of the gates here and find a quick one. 3 players already pushing down towards long. Big Uzera leading that charge. And the other 2 will likely be joining them shortly. Maybe they'll try for a pincer attack from short A. But as it stands, paiN Gaming are slowing up a little bit. Waiting for those other 2 players to get into position, and here they come.
Train's leaving the stations. And Fang? Well, he might be being taken for a ride. Oh, but he's going to do the driving. All right, Fang. He's the conductor. Put on the hat, blow the whistle, and take them home to the station eventually. That was a little more belabored than my casting made it seem. But at the end of the day, the bomb is down. Control is theirs, and Fang will pick up his 4th. 2-2.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, Fang has been really impressive throughout this BO3. In particular on Nuke, he came out with his key moments, but here he has been lighting it up at key moments as well for Complexity, making it 12-4, a 4K in that pistol round. You love to see it. Everyone's doing well in Complexity.
That
paiN Gaming, yep.
They are. JT's just content to sit back in the driving seat.
Why not? I mean, it's typically what happens for him. Let the others take care of business. Oh, there's the touchdown.
There's a player playground. That might actually catch them off guard. No one's watching for this. No one's watching for this. It is just a Glock, and he gets turned on. That's unfortunate here. Fang will be a dead man. Paul's got to be careful not to get caught. Damage both ways. Now they're just going to reinforce with JT. JT's going to soak them up with bullets. And then trying to chase.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Look at the bars of health on the Complexity side. That could have gotten so very scary. Instead, 4 survive.
So low on HP for Complexity, but yeah, you're right. 4 players come through, so they get a bonus round here up against the paiN buy-up. It's going to be 4 AKs and the Galil. 13-4 lead. Not forgetting that paiN were up 13-8. Obviously a lesser lead, but still, Complexity can't get too comfortable.
All right.
Balzer. Tossing nade forward. Yeah, Mike, what's up?
I was just saying, all right. That's all I got, John.
I thought you were going to try to sell me on something. But
That's all I got.
Right.
No, I'm not telling you on anything right now. It looks dire for paiN. They need this round. Big Uzera and hardzao want to deliver it. Here we go. Okay, all right. I'm starting to buy what they're selling in this round at the very least. Halzer just about slips the net there. And he will be able to abscond away in towards the site. But, player out towards long. This could just be the kryptonite, right? This could be the kryptonite. Just a backstab in at the worst possible time. They slip past. Halzik takes an engagement. He's donezo. I don't know JT's here, but one pesky MP9. Can JT make something happen here? He can indeed. Oh, even almost had the shot on the divider, but it's still a very comfortable round here for paiN. They dig out these defenders, and that's how you got to get started here on your T side.
Yeah, and the economy is actually not as comfortable as I thought it was for Complexity because I'm not even sure why. They had 4 players survive in the previous round, 3 in the first.
Life's expensive for a CT, man.
Yeah, for sure. Still, I mean, they can invest and go for the force buy here. I'd be surprised if they did, given that they're going up against AKs across the board, and they will not. So, a Deagle, a P250, 3 USPs, no armor, no utility. Likely going to stack a site or go for some aggressive play here. And it's going to be a 3-man boost here. Eventually.
Eventually. don't know if anyone's going to trip into this. paiN are taking their time right now. Poking. Prodding. Seeing if anyone's going to come into the crosshairs. They're going to be content to let some time whittle off this clock. And as long as they don't go through the sewer tunnel, should be easy street. Can understand their wariness. Pistol rounds have come against them before. faiN. Do they clear him? Yes, they do. Still gets the dink. Not a bad bit of pistol work for faiN, but it's not a kill. And so now that was the lone A-site defender. Shadow spotted. Delete shot on the floppy with the USP. Don't know which way paiN read this, but whichever way they do, it's just going to be unarmored pistols to greet them. And in this case, well, it seems like biguzera won't even find those pistols to deal with.
Yeah, it's going to be an A hit at the end of the day. And yeah, Bigu clearing things out. The bomb right on his flank. And there is the plant coming through. So Complexity might hunt for something. Why not? They don't have much to lose here. And Skullz is going to get a 2K. hardzao and JT down by the wayside. And Grim, last one standing. So this will be a paiN gaming round unless something ridiculous happens. And it's nigh impossible because Grim's not even close to the site. He doesn't have a kit. Complexity opting to be conservative on their buy-up in this round for a much stronger one in the next.
Maybe not even. I mean, faiN's still limited, right? So what are you going to do here? Everybody else is good.
You're buying, yeah.
And they are, in fact, going in. Op up for hardzao. faiN will be on the MP9, maybe playing towards connector with that. Things you can do. No mag 7 buy, though. That'd be the real boldness. Call that the pwn alone. No pwn alone here. So we got the op out long. We got faiN playing in towards the bathrooms. Up on party as well. Maybe throwing util to set up that opper. Heavy presence connector. JT gets this. That's a bold peek. And JT, he's going to be laughing straight to the bank with it. Early pick found. Neki is out of the round right off the rip. Man advantage here for Cole. What is... That's an outside of monster smoke? Very specific lineup they're working with. Indeed it is. Monster tunnel smoked off. Now on they move. Onward and upward. Footsteps will be heard. They're making no secret of this one.
Not at all.
And hardzao, well, he gets the fringe flare. He gets the flank. So now Grim, he's stuck up in the corner. They think they cleared it. They haven't cleared it. The flashbang just a tick too late. But now, up on the angle, hardzao collecting. Yes, he's dropped. But it's just a very wounded biguzera to try and bring through this round. He's thinking about going for the op. Bogdaning it, but I'll try and make a cheeky play through smoke. And instead, faiN will find him. Op retrieved as well, so economy can build here. And Cole, they just need 2 more rounds.
Yeah, that went exactly to plan for Complexity. The previous round, I said, look, whatever, we're just going to buy a couple of pistols. We'll save up to buy really effectively in the follow-up, and everything went perfectly there. Maybe one slip-up, Grim. He was hoping for that flashbang to come a little bit sooner to save his bacon, but either way, the response was perfect from Complexity, and they carry on forward with, I believe, 3 players. 3 players came out of that round, so their economy won't be built up as much as they'd like because they have to reinvest into that util, but still. Things looking great for them with only 2 rounds separating them from a berth in the grand finals for a chance to qualify for IEM Brazil. And there's biguzera taking the head right off of faiN.
A little bit like what we were seeing faiN do in the first half, right? Just a wide swing. Ooh, Grim's low, but he got his. Molotov's going to keep pressure on, force hardzao out of position. Actually decides to take the initiative off that. Oh, the timing. Oh, the timing.
Is great for JT.
Poor Skullz. A second longer on that angle, and he would have spotted the ankle of JT coming through. Instead, now they're down 2. And this could be disastrous. It's all falling apart. It's coming apart at the hinges. Map point on the line, unless biguzera can do something magical. And I mean, he's got 55 seconds, but he's on the other side of the map from the bomb. First one will be found, but the trade is instantaneous, and map point is here. 9 in a row is what paiN are going to need to do if they want to stay alive in this qualifier, if they want to stay alive for their chance at IEM Brazil, the hometown tournament.
It's not going to be easy. Economy is not exactly great. It will be good enough to get a couple of AKs, but the rest are going to have to settle for SMGs or pistols. And it's going to be a couple of Tech 9s and a Mac 10 around those two AKs. Complexity and full control. Just that timing for JT is the difference maker in the round, right? If he doesn't get through and get that flank onto Skullz, then maybe paiN can put something together and get a proper execute. But once he does, paiN panic a little bit. They try to send the bodies onto the B site, but JT is right there to find himself a second, and he was a key piece in that round for Complexity. As you mentioned, 9 opportunities at map and series point, and Floppy gets the opener. Bigu's down.
It's all into this. It's all into this. Floppy on the mow down. Gets one more. It's Grim rather, but hardzao flips this. The health is low. There's still HEs available. If they rain in, this could be so dangerous. They need to get that bomb planted, and the nades could just ruin them. That's going to be JT instead. That drops the bomb. They've still got a minute. They can slow things down, but they're getting a little desperate. They're trying to fight their way through to that C4. Doing so, they're out in no man's land. Those are 2 huge kills. It's up to the clutch, and Skullz does it. paiN lives to fight one more day.
Wow, what a clutch from Skullz. Not only that, Complexity don't have that much money.
No, they're broke.
They're kind of broke, so they won't be able to buy up here. What an impressive play from the young gun there on paiN Gaming to help his team stay alive for at least one more round. It looked like Complexity had control, right? Positioning for JT. He slips in towards sandbags before paiN can spot him out, and paiN are already committed towards Toxic, so they don't necessarily have a good angle to see where JT is. And as you saw, JT peeking around and able to get that frag on the attempted bomb plant. Afterwards, just heroic effort from Skullz to keep his team in it, as mentioned. And now Complexity are back on a pistol buy. It's actually only one pistol bought up, the Deagle. Everyone else onto USBs, but hey, look, Mike.
Fang
has a Zeus, exactly.
It's not Shadow. Doesn't matter. Biguzera makes some money. Is Fang gonna get himself a cheeky Zeus? Zevi, you can't be fighting here. You got the bomb. Well, okay. You can funnel them into hardzao. It's all good. I don't even know if Fang's gonna get his opportunity here. Come on. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. I like the commitment here. Alright, guys, it's a 5v1 against a pistol. Just take a sight.
Yeah, go.
Please. We don't need to take 50 seconds for this one. Alright, paiN. Look, I understand. They can't afford to slip up here. You need everything to work out in their favor. But, yeah, it was a Zeus. You got him. 4K for Biguzera. That's always nice. paiN Gaming. 7 more of those. This is what the doctor ordered.
Could be a light buy. No, they go into it. I thought because he had a couple of players below the 4K mark that they don't fully commit to this one. They actually still might not, though. Okay. For a second, I was thinking just a hero rifle might come through because Complexity likes to do that, but they are going to fully invest. Util will be considerably light, except for hardzao, who has 4 pieces of it. Outside of that, only 3 combined for everyone else. It's going to be interesting for Complexity. Not much to slow up the pace on the paiN Gaming side, but JT's going to try and take the fight to them. He's already into playground. They have no idea. He has slipped past him. Did he get spotted going behind the wall? He did. Oh my goodness. So much space gained for JT, but at the very last moment he's spotted out before he can get into cover, and that means that paiN will have the edge.
There's a reason it's called a risky play. Well, paiN.
Yes.
It's a bit of a blessing. And I mean, look at this for Complexity, right? You've got a tiny bit of utility on hardzao. You have no kits. So a retake's going to be a nightmare. You need to get some serious damage on your first engagement. Well, rather, second engagement. Rest in peace, JT. Yeah. But if they don't, there's a good chance that they try and bail off after that initial contact. The smoke! The smoke! Biguzera! That's a bold decision to make when you're up in numbers. They're hoping that'll sell it. Let's see if this boost can find more damage. It can do it the tough way. Now they got a man advantage. Now it's gonna get weird. Molotov down. They're all trying to bail. They're scurrying away. And hardzao, he didn't find the kill, but he did get the information. There's a lot of bodies coming from this exact direction. That smoke's gonna try and keep them hemmed in. So they'll go back to the boost up. Certainly that's got to be watched for now. And indeed it is. Well done from Zevi. Hardzao's right here on the line. This is such a tough retake without the util. hardzao got to flash them through if they're going to go for it, and indeed they're going to back away.
Yeah. That maybe they'll go to heaven and see if they can find something. But either way, that's such a tough call to make, right? You're in a 4v3. You're smoked off. You just don't have the util to go for this extended engagement and eventually say, look, we can't push out. They have us by the ropes, so they fall off and just save the M4. Economy's not that great, but hardzao catches up Halzer. Oh boy, hardzao goes down himself, but still, that one's costly.
These kills
for
are
Complexity.
meaningless.
Yeah, against paiN for sure. Complexity should have been in a safer spot.
I think that's a misread of the economy. I don't think Complexity realized how much cash paiN had built up at this point. But obviously, if Complexity gets a reset round and it's because they win a round, it doesn't matter. You're not going to break down this economy when your opponent's on the T side. So, ooh, a lot of risk there for Cole for very little reward in those kills. Still, they still have many, 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 many chances to make this work. 6 of them to be exact. This round, just the 2 rifles that paiN need to be wary of. Goodbye, Fang. 1 rifle that... the rifle's retrieved, at least. No armor on it anymore.
Yeah.
But that's a nice early find here for Zevi.
paiN taking their time, going back to a default setup, hoping that Complexity are going to get aggressive again, which might happen, given that they have a couple of pistols in the mix. Grim, in fact, just going to post up at the monster entrance here. 3 players from paiN Gaming are going to charge out towards long. And they're really taking their time, aren't they? They peek into long, don't see anything. Now they're going to rotate back and head in towards the upper tunnels.
Ooh, I think Skullz just spotted a hint of an ankle.
Maybe.
But he's coming that they're going to think
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
clear. Oh, that's going to drag both rifles back over. This is going to get real weird. This is the most reinforced point on the map for Complexity. This is the one spot they might actually be able to put up a fight. 30 seconds. This is so weird.
This is a
25
perfect
seconds.
situation for Complexity.
The flashbang's good. The tuck in, though, they don't know Halzer's here. Halzer peeking out. Uh-oh. It's all coming apart at the seams. Zevi and hardzao, 15 seconds. They gotta go hero mode. There's just no time to spare. Zevi limps away, but 10 seconds. They gotta get this bomb down. It's been dropped once more. There's just no time. hardzao has to get this kill, and he knows it. 1 second, and the bullet goes in. Complexity close. 16-9 off of a broken buy. Saved rifles enough to see it through, and it's pure disaster. We will be saying goodbye to the Brazilian squad's paiN. It's going to be a rematch between Complexity and MIBR with a spot at IEM Brazil on the line here, John.
Yeah, I mean, just want to break down that last round a little bit further, right? Because yes, you have 2 players on